There is only one person standing between you and your destiny, you. The greatest illusion of this world is that something outside of you holds the key to your success, happiness, or fulfillment. But I tell you, the world is nothing more than a mirror reflecting back the contents of your own consciousness. Your life is a direct reflection of how you see yourself. Everything you experience, your success, relationships, opportunities, and even the obstacles you face, are all manifestations of your self-concept. If you desire true transformation, you must begin with the understanding that your external world is simply an echo of your internal state. To change your life, you must first change the way you perceive yourself. Most people focus on changing their environment, circumstances, or even the opinions of others. They believe that if they can control the outside world, they will finally feel the way they wish to feel. But this is an illusion. The world does not operate from the outside in, it moves from the inside out. What you carry within you determines what you see reflected back at you. Consider for a moment how you define yourself. Do you see yourself as successful, confident, and worthy of abundance, or do you see yourself as limited, struggling, or unworthy? Your assumptions about yourself dictate every aspect of your experience. If deep down you believe you are not good enough, life will continuously provide evidence to support that belief. People will treat you accordingly, opportunities will seem to slip through your fingers, and your struggles will persist. But if you shift your inner perception, if you assume yourself to be powerful, capable, and deserving, your reality will change to match that assumption. There is no external force deciding your fate. There is no competition that can take away what is meant for you. The only thing that shapes your experience is the state of consciousness you dwell in. If you continuously hold on to negative ideas about yourself, you will unknowingly create a life that aligns with those ideas. But the moment you shift your perception, the world begins to conform to your new state of being. This is why you must place your attention solely on yourself. Do not look to others for validation, for they are only reflecting back what you assume about yourself. If you believe you are worthy, you will not seek approval, because you will know deep within that you are enough. If you believe you are successful, you will not feel the need to compare yourself to others, because you will already embody the success you desire. Instead of trying to change the world, change yourself. Decide right now how you wish to see yourself and persist in that vision. Walk through life with the conviction that you are already the person you desire to be. Do not wait for external confirmation. Assume it within, and it will become your reality. Everything begins and ends with you. The power has always been in your hands. Turn inward, refine your self-concept, and watch as your world transforms to reflect your new understanding. What you dwell upon in your mind becomes your reality. Every thought you entertain, every feeling you nurture, and every assumption you persist in is shaping the world around you. Most people believe that life happens to them, that they are at the mercy of external events, circumstances, or the actions of others. But this is not true. The external world is nothing more than a projection of the inner world. What you consistently imagine, whether consciously or unconsciously, will harden into fact. The greatest mistake one can make is to use imagination against themselves. Worry, doubt, and fear are simply misused imagination. When you constantly entertain thoughts of failure, rejection, or lack, you are planting the seeds for those very experiences to manifest. The mind does not distinguish between what is real and what is imagined. It simply accepts what you feed it and molds reality to reflect those dominant impressions. If you wish to change your life, you must take control of your imagination. Do not use it to dwell on what you fear. Use it to create what you desire. See yourself as the person you wish to become, and more importantly, feel as though you are already that person. Your feelings are the key, for they give life to the images you hold within. A mere wish or fleeting thought will not change your life, but a deep, sustained feeling of having already attained your desire will bring it into form. Most people look at their current circumstances and allow them to dictate what they believe is possible, but this is a grave error. Your current reality is simply the result of past thinking, past assumptions, and past emotional states. If you continue to focus on what is, you will only create more of the same. Instead, you must shift your attention to what you desire to be and persist in that assumption until it becomes your truth. Nothing in the world has power over you unless you give it power. No situation, no person, no obstacle can determine your fate unless you accept it as real within yourself. Even if your external world shows you lack, struggle, or limitation, you must refuse to be defined by it. Close your eyes to what appears to be and open your mind to what can be. Assume the feeling of already having what you seek and do not waver. Everything begins in imagination. Every great achievement, every success, every breakthrough first existed as an unseen reality within someone's mind. The only difference between those who live their dreams and those who do not is persistence. You must persist in your vision. No matter what the world shows you, remain faithful to the inner reality you have chosen. In time, it must take form. The world is nothing but a shadow of your inner state. Change the way you see yourself, assume the best, and reality will bend to match your new perception. Your imagination is the most powerful tool you possess. Use it wisely. The world is a mirror, reflecting not what is true, but what you assume to be true about yourself. Everything you experience, every interaction, every challenge, every moment of success or failure is simply a projection of your inner beliefs. The mistake most people make is allowing external opinions to shape their self-concept. They give power to the words and judgments of others, believing that what someone else thinks has any bearing on their reality. But the truth is, nothing outside of you has any real authority over your life. From childhood, we are conditioned to seek validation. We are taught to look to others for approval, to measure our worth by external standards, and to define ourselves based on the opinions of those around us. This conditioning creates a dependency, a need to be seen in a certain way in order to feel valuable. But this is a dangerous illusion, for the moment you allow another's opinion to affect you, you have surrendered your creative power. You have made someone else the master of your fate. The only thing that matters is how you see yourself. If you know yourself to be confident, powerful, and worthy, no criticism can shake you. But if you waver, if you allow the outside world to dictate your self-perception, you will forever be at the mercy of circumstances. True freedom comes when you detach completely from the need for approval and live from the conviction of your own inner truth. You do not need permission to be great. You do not need validation to know your worth. The moment you stop seeking recognition from others, you will find that everything you once chased begins to flow effortlessly to you. Why? Because when you stand firm in your self-concept, the world has no choice but to reflect it back to you. You will no longer need to prove yourself because your very presence will command the recognition you once sought. Do not concern yourself with what others are doing, what they are saying, or how they perceive you. Their words are powerless unless you give them meaning. If someone doubts you, it is only because deep down you have allowed space for that doubt within yourself. Instead of reacting, reaffirm your belief in yourself. Strengthen your inner foundation so that no external force can shake you. Many people waste their energy comparing themselves to others, believing that someone else's success diminishes their own potential. But comparison is a distraction. The only competition that exists is between you and the person you were yesterday. Your focus should never be on others. It should be on becoming the highest version of yourself. When you truly understand that the world is simply reflecting your inner state, you will stop chasing approval and start creating from within. Detach from the opinions of others, and you will discover a power greater than anything the world can offer. The power to define yourself, to shape your reality, and to live free from external influence. Assume the feeling of already being the person you desire to be, and do not look outside for proof. The greatest mistake people make is waiting for external circumstances to change before they allow themselves to feel successful, confident, or abundant. But this is not how reality works. Your outer world is simply a reflection of your inner state, and if you continue to wait for evidence before believing in your new identity, you will wait forever. You must learn to live from the end. This means assuming right now that you are already the person you wish to become. Not tomorrow, not when conditions improve, but in this very moment. If you desire success, do not look at your current circumstances and say, "I will feel successful when I achieve this goal." Instead, assume that success is already yours. Carry yourself as though you have already accomplished what you desire. Think from the state of having it rather than longing for it. Most people live in a cycle of reacting to what they see. If their bank account is low, they feel poor. If they face rejection, they feel unworthy. But these are merely effects, not causes. If you wish to change your reality, you must change the cause, your inner state. Assume abundance, and in time abundance must appear. Assume love, and love will find its way to you. The law is simple. What you persist in feeling within must externalize in your world. Doubt is the greatest enemy of creation. Many people attempt to change their self-concept, but the moment they look outside and see no immediate results, they revert to their old state of being. They allow the outer world to dictate their inner world, but true transformation comes when you persist in your assumption despite all evidence to the contrary. You do not need to see proof. You must become the proof. The proof: consider the seed that is planted in the soil. It does not sprout the moment it is placed beneath the earth. There is a period of unseen growth, where roots take hold and life begins to form beneath the surface. If one were to dig up the seed every day to check for progress, they would only delay its growth. The moment you plant the idea of yourself as already being who you wish to be, trust that it is taking root. Do not dig it up with doubt. The world will eventually conform to your new self-concept, but only if you remain faithful to it. You must feel it real before it becomes real. Walk as though your desire is already fulfilled. Speak as though you are already living in your ideal state. Do not seek confirmation. Be the confirmation. When you persist in your assumption without wavering, reality has no choice but to bend in your favor. The key to lasting change is to stop waiting for evidence and start living from the reality you wish to create. Assume the feeling, persist in it, and the world will reflect it back to you. Everything in your life begins and ends with you. The world is not something separate from you, acting upon you. It is a mirror, reflecting your inner state back to you. The moment you shift your focus inward, take control of your self-concept and assume the feeling of already being the person you desire to be, everything around you will begin to change. Stop wasting your energy comparing yourself to others, seeking validation, or waiting for external proof before believing in your potential. What you imagine, what you persist in feeling, and what you assume to be true will inevitably become your experience. The only battle you ever need to fight is the one within yourself, the battle between doubt and certainty, fear and faith, limitation and possibility. Detach from external opinions, ignore temporary appearances, and refuse to let anything outside of you dictate your destiny. Your life is your creation, and the power to shape it lies within your mind. Assume the reality you desire, live from that state, and persist in it unwaveringly. When you stop looking outward and focus only on yourself, your thoughts, your beliefs, your inner vision, you unlock the limitless power within. The world will always adjust to match the person you choose to be. Choose wisely, choose boldly, and most of all, choose yourself.